Hello everyone and welcome back to the new episode of SwiftUI APIs tutorial where we are going to look at how you can add a walkthrough journey to your application. So first, I have configured at the start before the view appear and I have added tips.configure with the display frequency. So it as immediate you can add daily, weekly, we have multiple different options. Let's say if you want to add tip or you want to add walkthrough hourly or immediate or monthly, you can add it. For my case, I'm added immediate because I want to show how it appears. Next, I'm going to move to space dashboard. So here we have an application that is running. Let's say we have added a new computation mode to our application and I want to inform the users or consumers about our computation mode. Now let's create a tip or a view that we need to present in our walkthrough steps or walkthrough journey. So first we have to create a structure and we have to confirm the structure with tip protocol. After confirming it, we have one required parameter which is title. It's optional to add a message, but it's a lot better to educate the consumer. So let's say if I have a competition mode, I have added title with challenge your friend and I have added message, see who's online and compete with them in real time. After creating a competition tip, let's add this tip or view from our dashboard. So here we are in our dashboard and let's say this is our new feature of competition. First, we are going to initialize our competition tip or a competition view. Then we are going to add dot pop over tip and we are going to add a competition tip that we have initialized here. Now let's see how it looks like in our application. So you can see at the bottom we have competition mode, and in this competition mode we are educating and informing user that you can now challenge your friend. Now to make it look more appealing, we can add image to it. It is not required, it is just optional. So let's add image property to it and let's rerun it. Meanwhile it is running, let me introduce few more property. Here we have option. If by adding options, it tells that maximum display count can be 5. So it will appear 5 times for a user. After that it is not going to appear. Next, you can also add action to it. And to add an action or a button, you simply need to add actions property. Let's see how action look like. So now we have added action, image, title, and message to it. We have one more property which is rule that we are going to discuss later on. Now let's move back to our dashboard. Now this is the default view. Let's say if I want to achieve a custom view, so I can do that by creating a custom view tip style, and we need to confirm that with tip view style. Here we are going to make a body. So let's say we want a background color to be blue and we want its title to be vertically aligned and we need two buttons. To get the custom style, I'm simply going to navigate to my popover tip where I've added this tip and I'm going to add tip view style to our custom tip view style. Now we have rebuilt our application with a custom tip view style. So it's going to adapt the style that we have given in our custom tip view style. You can see the tip view has changed and it has adapted to our custom tip view style. So till now we have discussed how you can add a view or walkthrough in our application. Now for a walkthrough journey we often have more than one steps. So let's say this is our first step and I also want to educate user on what this Mercury, Venus and all the planet details are showing. So in order to educate the users about these views, I'm going to add another tip and I'm simply going to add title and message to it. Now I'm going to move back to our dashboard and here I'm going to create a tip group. After creating tip group, I'm going to declare its sequence to be in order. First competition tip is going to appear, then planet detail. Now for planet detail tip, I'm going to add it in for the planet card view. So let's add the popover tip group dot current tip, which will be any one of the tip, and I'm going to cast it with planet details tip. Similarly, I'm going to add dot popover tip group dot current tip as competition tip. So here we have two popover tips. First one is tip group.current tip with planet detail. Another one is competition tip. So now remember we have a rule and we mentioned that we are going to discuss later. So here it comes in action. So here we have a parameter with already discovered and we have a rule for self dot already discovered, which is checking whether it's true or false. Once its power tip appears, we are going to set competition tip dot already discovered is equals to true. Next, we are going to look at how we can add multiple tips in our application. So here we have two tips. First one is competition tip, another is planet details tip. And I have set rule to appear it in order. Like first competition tip is going to appear, then planet detail. So if I look at my condition here, I have first like tip group dot current tip as competition tip, and I have added tip group dot current tip as planet details tip. I've also added an additional condition here, like if planet dot index is equals to 2. This ensures that if you have a multiple views in a loop, it is going to show a tip on only one view. If you are not going to add a condition, it will try to add the tip on multiple views that you in all the views that you have in your loop, which is going to give an exception that it is trying to present, but the presentation is already in progress. So if you are adding a tip in some loop, it is better to add some condition that ensures only on one view a tip is appearing. So let's see how it looks like. So here we have our first step, which is on this edge stack, which tells like you have a competition, you can challenge your friend, and it says tip group dot current tip as competition tip. Then we have another tip, which is planet details tip, and I have added this in a loop. So let's see how it looks like. Here we have another tip. So it will function in order. First competition tip is going to appear, then planet details tip. After that, you can like use your application as it is. So this is how you can add multiple tips to your application. You can add it on onboarding journey. You can, if you are, let's say if you're adding a new feature, this can be very helpful. Now you don't need to make your own custom tips or walkthrough journey. You can use this TipKit to utilize your onboarding journeys quickly and efficiently. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more tutorials.